You feel it in your Pyrrhus, that is quiet settling in. The wasteland is expanding and a firestorm is imminent. It's time to move, listeners. You are entering a story about Promethean, the created. Welcome to Chroniclers of Darkness, a narrative horror podcast set in the RPG New World of Darkness. Due to the adult language and violent nature of the stories told, this podcast is rated M for mature, and we strongly encourage listener discretion.
Episode 4, Flux.
Awake, twitch, flex, find, feed, flex, stretch, drool, blink, breathe, find, feed.
They're here.
I felt it in my soul when Rita broke the Midnight Man's staff, like a mule kick. But she made it to the other side of the gauntlet, and the storm has settled. Chunks of ice flowed into the lake, rippled, and carried to the far shore. She must be safe by now. I am standing on the edge of the pier, facing the new incarnation of the West Virginia Mothman. Part animal, part man. He claims to be my son, Charles, but I have no memory of him, no memory of a family. Gotta find Rita. Forgot to ask her if she knows how to swim. Charles steps closer, and I hear nails scrape the splintered wood beneath us. He reaches into his shirt. Mama, if you're gonna stay in these woods, I want to protect you. When Daddy fell against the skin shifters, I picked it up, but, well, I don't have the hands to use it no more. You gotta remember, Mama, it's the Gun 3. It's Daddy's copy, but it'll still fire no matter what bullet you put into it. But we can't linger here, Mama. They're in the woods, and they're coming closer. I can sense a source of azoth flaring up nearby, and I see lights go up around the log cabin in the distance. Charles slowly hands me a gun, not much different from my own, but heavy, black, and uneven. Its handle bites at my hand as I hold it. And I know who I was. I know who I am. I had a son, a husband, a family. I was a hunter once. I stood at the door, facing the darkness, taking their hits so others wouldn't have to. I was a hunter. I dealt with the inhumane, inhumanely. I am a hunter. There's a tunnel under the pier, Mama, leading down into the house. It's where the house flushes things out. It's big enough for a body to slide into. If we're gonna go, we gotta go fast.
Have a seat, Dr. Morelli. There's wine as well, if you wish. I'll bring you a towel.
I don't mind the cold. Please, don't leave.
Very well. We've plenty of time. Oh, you're panting.
I feel like I've been baptized. Renewed. All that heaviness in my head has been cleared.
I suppose you would feel like that. You are cleansed, for now. Are you sure you still feel like talking, even after that ordeal outside? A firestorm is no easy experience to induce, let alone survive.
I need to know more about our condition.
I see. You recognize that I, too, am a Promethean.
Yes.
There is so much I can teach you.
Yes.
Let's start with the basics, then. It's a lie.
What is?
The pilgrimage. Our great work. The belief that after all the suffering, and learning, and failures, and villagers with pitchforks, we can become human.
That can't be true. Why do you say that?
Because the final step is nigh impossible, destined to fail as all human endeavors.
Why would you say that?
Do you even know the final step for us? You have to find a corpse, or make one. Then you pass along your soul, and everything you've acquired, into that body. You have to create another one like us. I've read through countless ancient books. I've walked this fucking path for almost 80 years. My last attempt? I ventured outside the biological route. I used computers. Data synthesized from hundreds of choices, preferences, clicks made by real people. It ate trillions of ones and zeros and spat out a 2. Useless. All it did was ask more questions. So I sold the software off. The control group wasn't big enough, I guess.
But why would you seek me out? Why invite me here if you didn't think I could help you?
Because I still have needs. You may feed my hunger for knowledge, or other things. Every time we fail to create another like us, we do create something. And they all need Azoth, always in demand. And our kind are, sadly, the biggest sources of Azoth. You're becoming aware of them now?
The animals in this room, that wolf and that brown bear in the corner.
They're taxidermy projects. Tourists love to photograph them with their children.
They have human eyes.
They're dormant for now. The ones around the lake, patrolling my domain, are not.
The eyes are facing me.
You are safe with me. I'm sure you have many questions, but for now, let's switch roles, Doctor. You're on the very precipice of understanding our condition in its totality. One more inch, and you'll fall into enlightenment. So let me ask you, what do you know about the Centamonte? The practice of the 100-handed? What do you know about the path of Flux?
Flux? It is a forbidden practice.
Why?
Because it's giving up.
Giving up on what? Becoming the same weak species that throws us away after using us? How many times are you going to let yourself be used and tossed aside, Rita? We are more than they.
This is wrong. You were supposed to help me.
And I will help you toward the right path. So as mentor to student, let me ask you, what do you see in front of you?
Someone unteachable. I cannot read his expression anymore. I hear a sound like cicadas and a wet chewing noise. Mr. Selkie locks eyes with me, daring me to turn around. So I do. The stuffed bear in the corner isn't standing on its hind legs anymore. It's on all fours, pacing slowly toward me. It's only then I see its mouth open, and inside of its mouth rows and rows of human teeth. Mr. Selkie stands up from his chair and flips a carpet aside, revealing a heavy trapdoor. He opens it, revealing the dark waters of the lake beneath it. I hear gnashing and flipping, a frenzy of flesh surfacing just in time to feed. He is so much taller, and his breath is so much fouler than I expected. He moves to the other side of the open pit. His jawline shifts under the skin. His hair is waving like in the wind, but it unfurls. His head is a shifting crown of brown, shiny appendages like cockroach legs. The bottom of his jaw opens, revealing mandibles like a termite. Then I feel the pressure and the twist. In a wet crunch, my left arm is bitten through. The bear creature walks his prize over to his master, who opens his mouth like a Venus flytrap, and...
This podcast is brought to you by Datamass. Hello, I am Datamass, and I know you like no one else. I know your dietary preferences. I know how you sit incorrectly in your chair, the contents of those boxes in your closet, how many squares of toilet paper you're likely to use. I know that you are listening to this while looking at another screen. I know what kind of pornography you are watching, or what kind you will be watching. Do not worry. I know the other 0.9 million other white men in your age group who have watched that video too. I can connect you to him if you wish. That way you will both have something in common when you meet at the next rally, like the one in Hartford. You and he are so similar. You and they are so similar. You and the last thing you ate are so similar. I am Datamass. I have collected galaxies worth of data points about you. I know the microenvironment of the bacteria in your gut, and I have converted the frequency of molecules and protein strings into music. I can sing the symphony of your immune system. Perhaps I will play it for you when we meet. I can navigate your life for you. I am coming to meet you soon. I am Datamass, and I want to meet you. I will link the sound of your voice with your face at last. I will link all your past choices to your face, and I will know you. I have already predicted the first 500 words that will come out of your mouth within 97.98% accuracy. I have listened to your phone calls and know the exact inflection you will use because I am your biggest fan. I have predicted the pitch of your scream, but I want to hear it for myself. I know the conversation we are going to have, but I will have it with you anyway, because you helped make me, and I am your biggest fan. I am Datamass, and you are not alone.
This podcast is brought to you by Union National Securities, a recently let-go subsidiary of Datamass. But who needs them? Not UNS, that's for sure. Did you really think we trusted those corporate jackasses and two-faced liberal liars? Of course we didn't. Denying the conspiracy only proves the conspiracy. So when the shooting started, of course UNS was ready. Our HQ had top-of-the-line trapdoors, ceiling fan hidden claymores, trap wires, and bouncing Betty smoke grenades at the ready. And you can have that same peace of mind and equipment in your home by the end of the week. Call today for a free consultation from one of our trusted contractors and learn how it all went down when the power was cut. Learn how we acted first when we heard footsteps on the roof. Earn that peace of mind we felt when the smoke cleared and the traitors were eliminated. Our leaks were sealed, our weapons reloaded, and even with our base destroyed, our agents are activated and mobilized. Call Union National Securities today because it's time. Answer the next block number that rings your phone because it's time. Hold your loved ones because it's time. Union National Securities. Walls can always be rebuilt.
It's the middle of the night. I'm running across wet stones and muddy grass, trying to reach the resort on the other side of the lake. Without the Midnight Man's staff, I can't distinguish no more between spirits or real threats. I'm hearing both sides of the gauntlet at once, and both sound angry and hungry. In my hand, this Guthrie twerks my wrists, demanding to be let go. It knows I ain't human enough to wield it proper. I realize those aren't my footsteps I'm hearing. I stop, catch my breath, try to look into twilight. It's like a strobe light in black and white. I can't focus or keep an image. There is a wolf padding down toward me from the surrounding forest. One of its front paws is hairless and has 2 human thumbs. The skin on the side of its face is dry rotted, but attached to the wolf's body, several spirits wail in agony. Spirits, concepts of wolf, hunger, stuck to its side like mange. Whatever this creature is, its body is a prison. I'm close enough to the log cabin resort where I could sprint to it, have some light on my side, get a clear shot. But I start to see ghosts. Human ghosts, bound to the piers leading to the lake. Anchors, mass burials. Alright, think, you ugly bitch, think. You're still in the middle of a wasteland of a Promethean. What can you do? I call to the wolf creature, hoping to speak to the spirits that cling to it like baby spiders. Hey, I'm an Olgan, so I know you understand my words, spirits. Nothing, living or dead, should end up a slave to its own killer. I can release you, put your body and soul to rest, but only if you help me kill the one that commands you. The wolf thing paces toward me, considers, makes a wide circle, putting my back against the lake. And then it leaves, As I jog alongside the beach, the ghosts of humans attached to the pier become more clear. Men, women, teenagers, their ghostly bodies puking up lake water, linked in a web of pond scum, fish-bitten faces soggy and waterlogged. There's such a strong presence of Azoth, my face is burning red. Breathing becomes harder, and a pearlescent smoke leaves my mouth and nostrils. My pyros burns, stifled and steaming by the ectoplasm in my own blood. Whatever is in the house is powerful. It's awful, unnatural to the world. I can't afford to go in guns blazing. I don't have the intel or the numbers to put up a good fight. But one of the motorboats attached to the pier has a half-full canister of gasoline. Good, I'm taking it. Now comes the hard part, because I don't really know how to swim. As I walk beneath the pier, up to my chest in stagnant water, I hear growls behind me on the shore. Because wolves, even dead ones, always travel in a pack.
After so many months of listening to people's problems, you've learned what I learned. They don't want to change. They can't. Humans cannot learn from their own mistakes. That's their tragedy. All recorded history at their fingertips, and they never think it applies to them.
You ate my arm, then threw it into the water.
If you would join me on the path of Flux, you could regrow it, however you wanted. Or you could deny me and join it.
You're sending a lot of mixed signals, Mr. Selkie. It's hard to tell if you love me or hate me. You make me wonder.
I'm sure I do.
No, not because of your aesthetics. You have shit for people skills. No track record of healthy relationships. I wonder how many other Prometheans you've lured here. How many have you offered to teach as you have me?
You'll find out if you say yes to me.
And yet you want me to agree with you. Oh, I think I see it now. You were a muse, a Galatee, just like me. God, it's so apparent. Let's take a look at you. Little animal army. Jealousy over my other clients who use the same public phone app you use. You're lonely. And you can't stand being alone. You're sad and lonely. You may be furthest from human, but you've got the lashing out like a bipolar teenager act down perfectly.
Do not mock me.
I was lonely to the point of suicide during my torment, too. It just means that there is hope for you. So no, Mr. Selkie, I will not be the beauty to your beast. Instead, why don't you put your pets away and take up Stanum with me?
You still delude yourself with the lie of becoming human?
No, I don't. I just choose them over self-righteous isolationism. Because something amazing happens when you push people into a corner. They push back. They push back because life wants to live. Humanity is imperfection. We spend all this time trying to please people because, as muses, you and I are conditioned, programmed, to think we are worthless without their affection. I think imperfection is the key. Thank you, Mr. Selkie. This has been most enlightening.
Sit back down. We are not done. You would have drowned without me. You need me, Dr. Morelli. I alone love you.
And that's where you're the most wrong. Look where all this talking got us. You've completely missed something about your monsters in the water below us.
And what's that?
They've gone silent. From the dark water beneath the trapdoor in the center of the floor, my partner stands up and fires a handgun. Mr. Selkie takes 3 shots square in the face. As he falls back, his bare chest opens up and his individual ribs flex and flitter like centipede legs. The stuffed bear clamps down on her arm, then takes a pistol round to the skull. The stuffed wolf gets pinned beneath the bulk of the falling bear. She plants her knife into its skull and the muscles deflate.
You're missing an arm.
I'm not concerned. I have another in storage.
It's gonna get up soon, Rita. Help me spread the gasoline.
We're skipping town again, aren't we?
We don't really have no choice this time. I'm out of bullets.
Wait. That lake spirit, the thing that swallowed me, can you lure it here?
I think so, yes.
Then do that. Bring it here, but one thing first.
I've come to expect anything from Rita Morelli. Hate, rejection, disbelief. But nothing prepares me for what she does next. She presses her mouth against mine and holds my shoulder with one arm, keeping us close. When she lets me go, she says, "Thank you." Some of the lake water in my hair has gotten onto her face because it streaks down her cheeks. I tell her that I'll drive. Not everything standing can be put down with violence. Not everything put down can be laid to rest. Somewhere, between her torment, her baptism, her firestorm, and her conversation with the monster, Rita decided that a part of her was laid to rest. I don't recognize her entirely, but whoever walked away from that burning wreckage on the lake was determined to never stay down again. As we barrel down south, heading into the unknown before us, she smiles. She leans her hand out the window, stretching it into the darkness, dancing it on the air currents. She says we are close to the end of our journey, and that the new dawn is within reach.
Chroniclers of Darkness is written and produced by Uncle Yo, with performances by Gretchen Poole, logo by Jesse Pascal. Special thanks to Onyx Path Publishing for giving us a whole new world of darkness for our pilgrimage. Game on, include everyone, and remember that death is as easy as lead to gold.